Simon Fallon on the front row alongside Nick Rowe, who's second in the points. Harry Hayek, and there's your magic man, Cam Will Brown. He just needs to keep it clean. Yes, he certainly does. He's just ahead of the BRM teammate Jordan Love. Tyler Everingham moving up into the third row. Zane Goddard, fresh from his stint in the British F4. Josh Denton, Jack Smith and Brenton Grove at the rear of the 10-car field for this one. So Simon Fallon on the front. I mean, this young kid from Melbourne can drive. He's got a lot of natural flair and feel in a car. Finally gets up on the front row for Dream Motorsport, for Dean Randall's little Melbourne-based team. So he'll really want to get a win on the board if he can. But Will Brown, starting on the second row, just ahead of Jordan Love, who we're on board with at the moment, has been in a league of his own. 4/100ths of a second off the lap record set by Thomas Randall, who has gone on to great things in the UK this year. We're right on board with him right now. We've already had one championship ticked off today. Can we get another one? Will Brown for Cars Galore, looking to finish inside the top 7 in this race. That's all he needs to do. 7th position is enough to crown him the championship in this race. Can he get the job done? We'll have car 27 on pole position. Remember seeing Dario Franchitti race the number 27 around this track before. Tim Blanchard's cousin, that cool drive sticker on the side. Haileybury High student down there living in Mornington, just 16 years of age, and he's ready to go. And look at the angle that he's parked it on. You can see where he wants to go, right to the mid-track and squeeze out Nick Rowe. Okay, is this the race for Will Brown to be crowned the champ? Here we go. Oh, Fallon out like a cannon. Great start. Harry Hayek easily gets by Nick Rowe, who was slow to jump. Haven't seen anything too impressive from Will Brown. Just needs to keep it clean through this first chicane. Fallon leads the way. Out like a shot. That was a huge start for the 27. Really great launch, wasn't it? You could just see the car launch off the corner. Will Brown's got a good run here on Nick Rowe. So will he be able to, he'll have to slot back in. So he got a really good drive off turn 4. Certainly when you get to the 100-metre mark here, it's single file into this one, but Fallon has bolted, so great start for the young Victorian. Oh no, Brenton Grove does that. It does look like there's slight damage looking at that right front. Exit I don't know where that happened. Odd place. That's where it is, yeah. Might have banged wheels, just might have touched wheels with someone. Oh, look at this, Will Brown all over the back of Nick Rowe. He knows the championship scenario. He could easily finish here and get the job done, but he clearly wants to have a go. Gee, it'd be nice, wouldn't it, to wrap it up today. You can enjoy tomorrow's race. Can't say we're having too many drinks, only just 18 from Toowoomba. His dad, Shane Brown, back in the paddock. The whole family here from Toowoomba. Gee, Hayek was very high coming off that hairpin. Love these onboards. The palm trees in pit lane, the high-rise apartments. It's just so surface paradise. 25 years we've been racing here. Lots of history in that time. As Fallon is sideways, he knows what's at stake. He wants his first win. He's trying to check out, and he has the 3 fastest drivers that we've had in the last few rounds chasing him down. All the fast guys are queuing up behind Fallon, but let's watch this start. Man, what a launch. Nick Rowe was a little slow off the line. Harry Hayek got a great start, but that's one of the best starts I've seen all year from Fallon. Will Brown and just easing the clutch out, probably a little bit slow as well. Harry up on the left-hand side there certainly got the better start around that area of the grid. Having a check in the mirror, left mirror, still looking, make sure no one's doing anything silly, cover the line, and a nice clean start. So this is what happened here. Brenton Grove and Jack Smith on the way out. Oh, just ran out of room. Just ran out of room. Oh, contact. Gee, I don't know about that one. I mean, Smith did use a lot of the road. So yellow flag being waved. There's not a safety car yet. There it is on the way out. Probably could have given him a little bit more room. And then maybe Brenton could have, you know, at what point do you yield and say, I need to get out of the throttle here? So anyway. I just don't think Jack knew he was there. No, I don't know. Well, yeah. Hard to say either way. Yeah, Carl Reindler is the driving standards observer for this category, so that'll be a post-race investigation, I would have thought, on that one. Unfortunately, I didn't know you were there is not a very good defence. No, it's not, particularly when you've just passed him up the inside. So, yeah, look. Look how close this is. There's that yellow there still as well, by the way. So There is still that yellow flag because that car is there.
And then it's green, so it's not too bad. So it'll only be if you get a run on someone out of 4, you're obviously going to have to wait until that green flag section.
Will Brown with a lot of speed. Just got this AGI Sport car swerving around, and that was close.
He actually got too close, didn't he? Got on the throttle early, a lot earlier than Nick Rowe, and then had to get out of it, and then lost a lot of front grip as a result. So just sort of misjudged the last part of the beach chicane and probably anticipated Nick to get off a little bit quicker. So that's cost him a couple of car lengths. Oh, something just...
What was that?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a bit of debris on the track or something off Nick Rowe's car there.
Something flying up into the air as we get ready to tick off another lap. Let's watch these cars go through the Virgin Australia chicane on that beautiful beach straight. Just watching the background here, Will got a lot of that curb. Ooh. I don't like turning these things when they've got one wheel up in the air. And he's actually given up a bit of a lead now as Hayek sets the fastest lap that time by 1:18.0. 8 tenths away from Tommy Randall's lap record here last year. Hancock's locking up down here at the tight turn 4.
So braking about 45 metres deeper than a V8 supercar. Obviously going about 60 kilometres an hour slower at that particular part, but so brake at about the 90 metre mark into turn 1. This is Jordan Love, BRM teammate. Having a consistent weekend, but certainly, who's that up ahead?
That was Will Brown. He got a huge wiggle on mid-corner.
So decided to go straight.
Well, Will's trying, but he might just have to settle for where he is at the moment. He's 4th, and that would be enough to get this championship wrapped up, especially with Nick Rowe only one spot up the road.
Yeah, just needs to settle down a bit. Probably wanted to get the job done and get past Nick Rowe early, you know, to really chase the top 3 and make sure that points buffer is intact. But as you say, P4 would be enough to do it, particularly when his main rival's right in front of him, Nick Rowe. So just needs to settle down a bit. Still 7 laps to go.
The championship distance between these two is 45 points and the advantage of the 99, that being Will Brown. Let's just check out this moment again. Got a lot of that right-hand curb on the way in. Nearly did a Tom Gretsch from last year when Tom went hard left.
Smart option to go straight ahead. So this is Jack Smith, I think. So he's having a bit of a moment himself through the beach chicane, and decides exactly the same, to abort the mission. Because at that point, that wouldn't end well.
And also hearing that he has been penalised for the incident with Brenton Grove. And he's just come down pit road, so it has been a pit lane penalty for Jack Smith, who needs a safety car now if he's going to catch the pack. And that is really stacking the odds in Josh Denton's favour here for that Burson Rookie Award. Now Brown has caught the Karatha kid once again, Nick Rowe. Rowe just locks that right front. It's so easy to do when the weight comes off that tyre. Just a little moment when you kink it into the right hand bend just before you hook through the left-hand hairpin.
I'd say Will Brown's car is just not quite as well balanced as yesterday. He's just got a lot more oversteer going on, so track conditions are a little bit different. I'd say they're slightly cooler, which generally helps the grip level of the rear of a car, but just looks a little bit busier than he certainly did yesterday, although it does look that way when you're out in front sometimes. You know, you're not rattled, you're not pushing the car as hard as you are when you're in traffic looking to pass, you're not rushing the throttle as much, but it doesn't quite look as hooked up as it did yesterday.
So with the championship looking like this, 45 points between these two will now become 42 points. There's only 25 available for the winner in the last race, so it'll be comfortably home for Will Brown, young star from Toowoomba.
He's not giving up though. Look, he's racy. He wants this spot. You can see if he was just going to drive around, he'd probably just drop back a couple of car lengths, but he wants to make this spot. He wants to get into the top 3, try and chase down Harry Hayek. Bit of wheel spin, inside tyre in these cars tends to spin up on corner exit sometimes, particularly when there's a bit of off camber like that. Better run this time. Although Nick Rowe does manage to get off the corner well, so he's being able to get that little slingshot off the corner exits, particularly onto the long straights, and then that gives him that buffer into the braking zone.
Fallon was quicker that time through, and the family watching on. And
taking a photo of himself. John Blanchard Sr.
That's an old school selfie, that one.
To show how old I am, I raced against his son, which is Tim's father in Formula Ford. So he's been around open wheelers, a big open wheeler fan, John Blanchard Sr., as is Tim's dad, John, and watching his nephew go around, grandson, I should say.
Well, they've got a great history, haven't they, in this junior formula of racing, whether it be Formula Ford or now Formula 4, with Simon stepping up through the ranks. Gee, the boys are absolutely on the edge. 1.1 seconds at the front. Hayek is slowly catching Simon Fallon. Fallon trying to answer the charge on this lap. Actually, all four of them seem to be grouping up a little bit.
I tell you what, if Simon can just keep his head down and keep this together, that puts him equal on points for the round with Will Brown, and that's fantastic in your first season of racing. That you've got to think that he's going to be one of the warm favourites for next year, Simon Fallon.
Brown will have pole position though for race 3 tomorrow, which is sorted on the second fastest lap times from qualifying yesterday. Meanwhile, at the Virgin Australia S's, we're looking at Jordan Love, third in the championship, the West Aussie. Off camber, sliding his way down towards the fence. That road really disappears from you. And our race leader turning comfortable laps the front of the field for Dream Motorsport, the team that picked up all 3 race wins, as well as the pole position and the lap record here last year. Thomas Randall. Randall off in Spain this weekend racing LMP3. This goes to show that this is a great stepping stone for future young stars.
So Will Brown certainly not giving up. Has his sights firmly on this championship, and then hopefully a move into the Dunlop Series next year. Certainly V8 Supercars is where he wants to be. He's made a decision not to go to Europe like Thomas Randall, Jordan Lloyd, Tane Goddard, Lewis Leeds. He wants a career here, and he's doing everything right this season to catch the eyes of the V8 Supercar establishment. Had a test drive in car I'm driving actually in Enduros with LDM recently, and did a very, very impressive job at Winton. Some competitive times inside 15 laps. So this kid can drive, and no doubt he has a future in Australian motorsport.
Could be just 1 or 2 years away from even maybe starring in the Pertec Endurance Cup as a co-driver. He's right at that age of someone like a Golding or a Jack LeBrock. These guys who are just out of the junior formula and into the Dunlop Series. Oh, there is just no room for error. You're wall-to-wall through this part, and there's a small mistake.
But it's yellow here, so you can't do much about it. I know the yellows have been removed, so that's good. A couple of laps and they've removed the yellows.
Rowe survives that charge, though.
Tell you what, your physio is your best friend in a single-seater around here. You just look at the pounding through the curbs. These boys, particularly yesterday, 18 laps, they would have known this morning. Uh-oh.
That one didn't work. Reset. These guys are 18. They're surely not feeling it.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Young bodies are meant to be able to take a fair bit around this track.
So we're looking at Jordan Love, who's had a few moments through this beach chicane. He's not quite as quick as his BRM teammates this weekend, but he's certainly been extremely consistent last year and this year, doing a bit of racing in Asia as well. Oh, no, Jack Smith. That looks like heavy contact, I'd say, with that wall on the exit of 2, and then that spat him very quickly. This will be a safety car for sure, because that car looks like it's missing the rear wing. I can tell the left rear has been torn off.
Oh, here comes the field.
Heavy accident.
Oh, he's gone into 2 walls here. He's done the left-hand, right-hand job and ripped multiple corners off his car. So local yellows, now safety car deployed. Had to be. This race will be finishing behind the safety car. So the Lexus is out.
There's the rear wing.
The field.
That's a big accident, actually. It's broken the rear crash box as well. So he's hit a fair bit of curb on the inside, not crazy, but then what's happened here? Just understeering, now a bit of oversteer on the exit. A lot of marble seat coming off the tyre once you get that wide, and just too much curb.
Oh.
So a little bit too much curb.
Wow.
You see it whips the steering wheel out of your hands. The best thing you can do is let go of it.
And unfortunately, it's not over yet. He's still got one more wall to hit.
So see that rear section where the rain light, that's what's called a rear crash box on one of these cars. Quite expensive, but carbon fibre and designed to do that.
Oh!
Still would have hurt. That's a big impact. but that will have bell housing and gearbox damage as well, I would imagine. But it's designed to just minimise that impact and take some crush out of the. Let's have a look here. And this is a big hit. Yeah, that's a big hit backwards. So there's the rear crash box on the ground. It's done its job. It's punched the concrete wall too, so there'd be a delay.
What a shame. Oh, that was a fast crash.
And
what a shame.
That's how quick it happens too, Chad, as we've seen all weekend.
Well, back at the start line, we're going to get a checkered flag here. They're going to finish this one early. It's not how we wanted to see this championship quite wrapped up, but take nothing away from this man. The second ever CAMS Jayco Formula 4 champion, and he does it in the exact same car that won the championship last year for Team BRM. Will Brown is your 2016 champion. He's done enough. He's wrapped it up. And also, that's Simon Fallon's first race win. He got the job done from pole position and deserved it.
Great drive, young Simon Fallon. Let's not take anything away from him. He had his eyes focused firmly forward for an inexperienced kid. That's a great win for him. A bit of an anti-climax for Will Brown, but the class of 2016, absolutely no doubt about it, and deserves the championship.
The real time. Hold on.
Let's hope Jack's okay. He's going to be sore out of that. There's a fair bit of neck movement, particularly this one here. That's a big one backwards, and lucky the wing didn't come and whack him on the way through. So he just snapped, didn't it? I think just had way too much mid-corner speed without seeing data. That's an assumption. But he had a lot of mid-corner speed on. So that one hurts for sure. And the second impact will be a big one. So
after the nasty crash that he suffered in the Dunlop Series going through the dipper, it's a second big hit. Just look how violent that is. Hopefully the young man who lives in this part of the world is A-OK. And that just about wraps up our Burson Rookie Award as well, which Josh Denton's looking very comfortable at the moment. But it's Fallon, his first race win. Congratulations to the young man from Melbourne. Harry Hayek picks up another top 3 spot from Nick Rowe, and Will Brown. That 4th position is enough to see him crowned the 2016 champion.